kind of to go over again, what's the purpose of these art challenges? Again, just this whole idea of challenging our creative thinking and problem solving, allowing for play and exploration, which I think through that skills just will naturally develop because that's what happens. But also I think it's a good opportunity to develop more conceptual ideas for our art making, help us break free from artist block. And I know some of you are kind of like, oh, I didn't know really what to do, or I had all these ideas. And, you know, sometimes it's just good to go for something. I will tell you too, I had different ideas spinning around, and eventually I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood where I feel like I just need someone to always know the right thing to say, and then kind of went from there. So, you know, it's okay to just kind of pick with something and go for it, and just know that other ideas are probably going to pop in your head too. Introducing us to new artists and ideas, particularly contemporary artists that are living and working today. I think it's really interesting at looking at what's current, you know, right now and relevant in our art world. And again, each challenge will be new and unique. So they'll all be totally different. They're not connected necessarily, but, you know, maybe you'll find some connections or themes through these on your own. And again, some challenges are going to include assignments from other sources, like the art assignment, which is where our imaginary friend came from. And actually tonight's is also an art assignment. Some will be art journaling cards, could be from kind of art therapy books, exercises. And then some are like directly from me, challenges I've kind of come up with, which actually our next one is one I've kind of put together and have given to students in the past. Just what I just said there. And then if you have ideas for challenges too, please feel free to email me, because you know, these can come from anywhere, I think, because the more sources, the better. And then materials and mediums can change, but are often very open to whatever you want them to be, and probably what you already have on hand. And again, just like today, each session you'll have the opportunity to share the previous session's challenge and share your art with the group if you would like to. Again, it's not something you have to do, but I think it's fun to see other people's work. And even like mine, even if it's a sketch or a loose idea, you can still even bring that to the table. I think that's cool. So today, again, it's via the art assignment, which I wanted to start with a couple from the art assignment just because I like the art assignment so much and I just got so into it. But this one is called Theme and Variation Cutout. And this is our artist, Cecile McLaurin-Salvant. This is a little bit of her work. She kind of has a neat illustrative style. And she also does like embroidery work as well with her kind of sketches too, which I think is sort of interesting. So we'll go ahead and watch this clip so we can kind of see the assignment. Feel free to jot anything down, but I'll share this link too when we're done in case you want to go back and watch this.
Hello, I'm Cecile McLaurin-Salvant. I'm a jazz singer and a visual artist. Your assignment is to draw a simple outline of a human body. Keep doing that until you find one that you really like. Then draw variations of that outline, playing with the limbs and the proportions. Pick 4 of your favorite outlines and copy those onto some stiff paper. It can be watercolor paper or that cereal. Hello, I'm Cecile McLaurin-Salvant. On paper. Then draw variations of that outline, playing with the limbs and the proportions. Pick 4 of your favorite outlines and copy those onto some stiff paper. It can be watercolor paper or that cereal box cardboard. Cut those outlines out and tape a piece of string on the back of it so that you can hang it wherever you'd like.
When I reached out to you, was there, like, did you have an idea right away of an assignment?
I immediately thought of embroidery, but I know that it's a little bit involved. I think it's less about embroidery and more about, like, silhouettes. Because I've been playing with this type of silhouette, and I think it's really fun to do. Can you see it? This type of guy.
the one with the
wobbly
wiggly arms?
Yeah, or like this kind of guy. The process is usually I'll draw a lot on paper, and then if something catches my eye that's worth spending 3 months, 4 months on, and then I start to embroider.
How do you think about your art making? Like, how do you frame it for others?
I think I've just been a little shy with really coming forward with like my visual art, even though like the Instagram is this sort of safe haven for me, and like the internet is a place where I can just post things and not worry about them. I've started to little by little accept that I do like to make visual art. Like I'm very uncomfortable calling myself a visual artist, but that's what I do. That's what I do most of the day.
Yeah, that was actually one of the questions I was going to ask you, or sort of like the kinds of characters you find yourself returning to again and again.
There are these characters, a lot of times they're silhouettes, or big shaped characters. Usually they're women. Usually they're like bald, fat women, and I don't know why. It's just something that keeps coming. And lately I've been messing with the shapes a little bit more. It's kind of like a stick figure, how a stick figure is just so like it's so clear what it is, with not a lot of lines, not a lot of shading. Like there's nothing, and I really like. I guess that's me being really attracted to just like really graphic things, where with just one movement you've created not only a character but also a mood, like their mood and their feelings.
Maybe you could tell us about Ogress.
It's basically like a musical fairy tale or like a musical fable, and I sing all the characters and I play all the characters, and I'm also, I guess, the narrator. The process with that, this is the first time that I've really married both my drawings and my music together. I had done album covers, but it was always kind of just like, oh, we need an album cover now, let's just do it. This is really like, what does the character look like? What do the plants look like? What do the animals look like? I had done like a series of drawings that I turned into a little zine called The Invisible Woman. And this sort of shape character kept coming up, and I think that became the Ogress. So I think it is a situation where the music was written in direct influence of drawings and ideas of shapes of people that I kept having over and over again. I sing jazz, which is a music of theme and variations, which is a music of like, you have a song and you improvise variations on that song and on that interpretation and on that performance. And you can vary it a little bit, or you can make it this completely abstract, unrecognizable mess. And looking at the cutouts here, what would that mean if the song is the person and my variation on it is the flower or the butterfly or whatever abstract weird shape that ends my variations? Like, how can I really push it musically to the point of it being unrecognizable? I mean, I don't usually do that. There's still always something there. I mean, I still remain close to the theme, but how does it affect your perception to really work on like exaggerating or making something really small? Like, what changes when that happens?
Are there any like practical tips?
I think bigger is better because it's just easier to cut and it's also more dramatic that way. I think focus on the general lines. This is something that you're cutting out. This is almost like halfway between a drawing and a sculpture. So just remember that.
So when you look at your finished work, what do you think about?
To be honest, right now I think about social distancing. And the fact that they're always like at a certain distance from each other. Like, I'm very interested now in social distancing, and I've been playing around with that idea, I guess, in my drawings and in my music too. Just like this weird dance that you now have with people. If you move forward, they have to move